with the two-day extension of the brief Israel-Hamas truce nearing an end, which saw the release of 12 more hostages and 30 Palestinian prisoners on the fifth day. Efforts are now still on to further continue the truce deal. The leaders of the US Central Intelligence Agency, or the CIA, and Israel's Mossad met Qatar's Prime Minister in Doha on Tuesday. The aim was to build on the two-day extension of the truce. Officials have reportedly discussed possible parameters of a new phase of the truce deal, and this includes the possibility of Hamas releasing hostages who are men or military personnel, not just women and children. Officials considered the need to reach a ceasefire lasting more than a handful of days. However, the outcomes of the talks are yet to be made clear. Meanwhile, calls are growing to further extend the deal, the truce deal. Palestinian envoy, during a debate on West Asia at the United Nations General Assembly, said that the truce must turn into a permanent ceasefire. That is essentially where they want to make this move. Discussions are also going to be held in the United Nations Security Council, the UNSC, on Wednesday. The session is going to be chaired by Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi.
As the Assembly's resolution had foreseen, only a truce could allow sincere efforts to begin to address the humanitarian catastrophe being inflicted by Israel, the occupying power, in Gaza. Only a truce could lead to the release of people held in captivity and avoid further regional escalation. This truce must turn into a permanent ceasefire. The massacres of Palestinian children, women, and men cannot resume, should not resume. You should not allow it to resume. The human conscience cannot bear it.
On the other hand, hopes for an extension are also among the leaders of Lebanon-based militant group Hezbollah. Israel and the Iran-backed group has been engaging in cross-border hostilities since the war began.
وإن شاء الله يعني تستمر الهدنة وبنقدر إنه نكمل بكل الإحصاءات وأن نوصل الحق إلى أصحابه.
While talks are still on for a further extension, Israeli Minister Ben-Gvir indirectly warned Prime Minister of Israel Benjamin Netanyahu against stopping the war in Gaza. In a post on social media platform X, the Israeli Minister of National Security said that stopping the war means a dissolution of the coalition headed by Netanyahu. In another tweet, he called on Netanyahu to allow Israeli soldiers to return to fighting in Gaza in order to quote-unquote crush Hamas. Meanwhile, new satellite visuals from Gaza show aid, evacuations and destruction amid the ongoing truce. The images show trucks crossing into Gaza from Egypt for gas, people walking down road, as well as destroyed hospitals. The United States has sent the first of 3 military planes to Egypt to bring vital humanitarian aid to Gaza during the ongoing truce. Now, the relief flights carrying food, medical supplies and winter gear are the first by the US military since the war began. The first flight contains 24.5 metric tons of medical supplies and ready-to-eat food, as per the officials. US says that since the truce began in Gaza, attacks on its troops have also halted in Iraq and Syria. US bases were experiencing near daily attacks since the war broke out on its different military bases in Syria and Iraq. On the other hand, concerns have been raised by G7 foreign ministers over Houthi rebels from Yemen. They have called for the group to cease threats to international shipping and to release a vessel they seized earlier this month. On November 19th, Houthis seized Israeli-linked cargo vessel and its 25 international crew at the entrance to the Red Sea.